Let's deal with this brick story. You know, the one that went viral, the one that was weaponized, and the one that revealed far more about us than it did about her. You see, a woman named Rhoda Osmond claimed that a man threw a brick at her simply because she wouldn't give him her number. That was it. There was no evidence, no footage, and no proof whatsoever. Just a camera, a swollen face, and a story that emotionally charged the internet. And overnight, the usual suspects began with the hashtags outrage and moral theater. Suddenly, all black men were labeled as cowards, bullet bags, and failures. Literally, every brother became the villain in a story none of us were even a part of. Because when emotion rules a culture, the truth becomes irrelevant. She didn't even need evidence. All she had was melanin and ovaries. And that was all the credentials she needed to be believed. You see, that's the real sickness that we have to talk about. Groupthink, emotional decision making, and selective empathy. Those three things have done far more damage to our community than any oppressor or system ever could. See, once the mob forms, facts don't matter, logic doesn't even matter, and hell, evidence, that just flat out becomes offensive. Any black man who dared to question her story, they were instantly branded as the enemy. You know, it's almost as if asking for proof was some kind of betrayal to the race, which is stupid. I mean, they told us believe all women. They said protect her, no questions asked. But how do you protect the truth when you're forbidden from questioning lies? Fast forward. The investigation exposed everything. Surveillance footage showed her slapping the man first. Her supposed brick injury most likely came from her hitting her head on a car door. That $42,000 she raised, gone, blown on trips, restaurants, spas, ride shares. And then the man she lied on, the one who got hit with death threats over a lie, he was innocent the whole time. But where's the outrage now? Where are those think pieces? Where's the solidarity for him? Nowhere. See, because silence is the coward's way of apologizing. And let's be honest, black men, we shouldn't even want their apology. Because the apology means nothing when the insults were genuine. They meant every word, every bullet bag, every coward, every you don't protect us. That wasn't emotion, that was exposure. They said what they truly felt when the lie gave them permission to speak freely. Always remember that. Then the truth came out. They didn't even take it back. They just went quiet. Because you can't unmask what's already been revealed. This is why my platform exists. Because a culture that's moved by emotions and not intellect will forever be manipulated, and you're a liability to me for it. When logic becomes offensive, when outrage becomes entertainment, you have a spiritually broken people. Loud and lost. You see, our community has to stop mistaking noise for nobility. Stop confusing reaction for righteousness. And we must end this unhealthy obsession with blind solidarity. Unity without truth is just collective dysfunction with matching slogans. Belief without evidence, that's not empathy, that's idolatry. And then emotional loyalty to lies is just flat out treason. You see, the Rhoda Osmond situation wasn't a scam. It was a mirror. It showed us how quickly we'll sacrifice logic for the feeling of being on code. It showed us how fast we'll attack each other when emotions override evidence. And it showed us how little accountability exists when the mob is wrong. But here's the deeper truth. You can't build a righteous culture on emotional reflex. I've been telling y'all that for years now. You can't create divine order when everyone is chasing viral validation. And you can't claim to love the truth if you're allergic to correction. See, the truth requires patience, not panic. Observation, not outrage. And it requires integrity, even when it's inconvenient. So no, we don't need their apology. We needed that exposure. Because once a person shows you how easily they can turn against you without any proof, believe them the first time. And let this be the lesson. Never surrender your discernment to the mob. Never trade logic for being liked. And never let anybody guilt you into silence when the truth is on trial. You see, because emotion without evidence is simply a weapon. Groupthink without discipline of any kind is a spell. And the people who can't question their own will always remain mentally enslaved. So let this story stand as a divine confirmation. The truth will always outlive any trend that comes about. Lies will always rot in silence, and those who live by emotion will always be exposed. Always. So brothers, hold your peace, not your breath. We don't need to be vindicated by them. The truth already did it for us. Peace.